Boy, just no space whatsoever for Cunningham on that baseline. Speaking of space, there is Krejci cutting across, and he finds Hoard for the first bucket of the game. There's the cross-court pass over to Krejci. Back out to the perimeter, Maladon off the extra pass, and he will can the three. Underneath, going at Stewart. Realized he didn't have any daylight whatsoever. Back out to Krejci, had a good look at the three. Krejci got tied up still, able to get it outside to Hoard. His three drops in. Jaylen Hoard, first career start, knocks it down. Really trying to allow his qualities to flourish. He says he's a smart player, a tough player. As that three is off by Jackson.
From what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, they've never met in the tournament?
Not one time.
How is that not possible?
Forget about the Final Four, not even in the first round. But you'd think with all the times that they've played in the tournament in the same season that at some point they would have collided.
And what a rivalry it is, though.
Then it results in a turnover. Hayes wiggling his way around, out to the corner. Detroit is off on that three. Time to affect that slam.
Yeah, well, once he gets up in there, you know, you just got to step back and look at him, because Sarr will get up there quickly.
Well, that was a high arc and a looper from well behind the arc.
How about that block by Sarr coming over to help out?
Oh, what a block on the other side. That was Hoard coming in. Pistons have opened up a little bit of a lead here in the second quarter.
And they've done it with that three ball.
On +10, Hoard got all the way to the rim, did everything but finish, and then gets fouled. Pistons have opened up a little bit of a lead here in the second quarter.
And they've done it with that three ball.
On +10, Hoard got all the way to the rim, did everything but finish, and then gets fouled. You're entering the final couple of minutes of the second quarter. So Hoard played his college ball at Wake Forest.
You know, you talk about that Thunder legacy. You know, Sam Presti is he's very close with the former player. That's what I think is the most important thing to me that I get out of that as a former player, because we just don't have those kind of connections. As
22 points in the paint in the first half. Pickett.
With those 22 points in the paint, they only had 6 at the end of the first quarter. You do the math. It's about 16 points in one quarter alone in the paint. Top 2 or 3, if it's possible.
Absolutely. And no bias here, but I mean, Evan Mobley was just a standout from the moment he stepped out on the floor on both ends.
And that amounts to what, 4? Correct?
4.
I'm wrong?
It's 1-4 as Maladon works it underneath.
But I found out that it was Marcus Johnson or Junior Bridgman disguising their voice. Hey, come down to the lobby. Hey, come down to the lobby. But I found out that it was Marcus Johnson or Junior Bridgman disguising their voice. Hey, come down to the lobby. Hey, come down to the lobby. But I found out that it was Marcus Johnson or Junior Bridgman disguising their voice. Hey, come down to the lobby. Hey, come down to the lobby. Disguising their voice. Hey, come down to the lobby. Hey, come down to the lobby. And I would go down to the lobby, and they would call me and leave a message and say, I'm sorry, I had to leave.
Now, I was thinking about that story. It would have been bad if somehow you had agreed to start investing money with who was on the other end. Then he would have been writing checks to Marcus.
Yeah, probably would have shortened my career.
You had an honorable mention that didn't quite make the cut. What do we got?
I did. My plan B was pull a prank on Frank because he currently has 18.
And that'll obviously give you home court advantage throughout the playoffs. However, the 1 and the 2, you run the risk, Michael, of playing Brooklyn in the first round. And I mean, everybody around the league is watching. And that'll obviously give you home court advantage throughout the playoffs. However, the 1 and the 2, you run the risk, Michael, of playing Brooklyn in the first round. And I mean, everybody around the league is watching.
Eastern Conference basketball is a more physical game. And, you know, obviously with a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, as it will be the final time for a lot of teams from here on out.
The Suns really close over those games in. Mark Daigneault very complimentary of just his willingness to put the work in. And what a block from behind by Jaylen Hoard.
You know, there's more of a connection. So, you know, these guys can actually, you know, come watch training camp. And the coaching that you see going down in the G League is really coming from, but going to LA, finishing up against the Clippers. You got the Lakers. How about this? LeBron James is leading the NBA in scoring.
Hayes finds saving Lee. That'll be a hard foul on Jaylen Hoard. We should mention, Michael, the night of Jaylen Hoard.
That's a terrific block without wiping the guy out on that play.
Hoard and works his way underneath.
He's got game.
He's got experience at this level. Playing a lot more tonight than he did in that game on December 29th when he only logged a $150. He's got almost 40 minutes here tonight.